most vulnerable animals to Demodex are dogs and cats. Okay, dogs and cats are easy to be treated with flea, tick, whatever they have, but these guys are very hard to treat. Demodex in dogs and cats, hard to treat, and of course it can cause death. Found in hair follicle, I already said that. Sarcoptes scabies is called scabies, the disease that they cause these organisms called scabies, intense itching, skin parasites. This is in human. You've heard of people have scabies. This is it. I'm not talking about dogs and cats anymore. I'm talking about human. Ixodes, they are hard tick. I'm not going to get to the discussion of what is the difference between hard tick and soft tick. We have a soft tick, but this is Ixodes. We do have them in the lab. It's a hard tick. Borrelia, it transmits the Lyme disease. Lyme disease, the first time it was discovered, it was in Lyme City instead of Connecticut. A lot of people in that city had arthritis, and after arthritis they had heart problems. Some of them died. So CDC sent a bunch of epidemiologists. I guess it was in last exam, what is the definition of epidemiology? They sent a bunch of epidemiologists to the area, and they found out that these people are getting bite by tick. Where the tick came from, around the city there was a population, a good number of deers. So whenever whoever was going around to the woods or outside of the city, the ticks were jumping from branches, trees. Of course, they took a blood meal from deer, and then they jumped on trees and then jumped on human. They don't fly, they jump. They jumped on human and took a blood meal, and human did nothing of it. It was a tick. They removed them and threw them away. But nowadays, one student told me, it's a law in California, as far as I know, if you are bitten by a tick, you must go to a doctor and they put you on antibiotic regardless of. One student was telling me, no, I was hit by, or my uncle or my father, or my brother was hit by going to a doctor, and then the doctor said, no, you don't need antibiotic, move on. No, I think you should take antibiotics if you know for sure you've been bitten by a tick. It has to be removed by a medical skilled person, because the mouth part of the tick can stay inside of us, and then they have the bacteria. The most important thing is to remove the mouth part, capitulum that I was talking about. You have to remove it. But anyhow, so the signs and symptoms of the Lyme disease, first is arthritis. If it is not treated immediately, and after a few years, it is heart problems, and if it is not treated, the person does not get on antibiotics, it will die. So what is Borrelia burgdorferi? Borrelia burgdorferi is the name of the bacteria that cause those problems in us, arthritis, heart problem, so on and so forth. Okay, so it's not the name of any arthropods. Borrelia burgdorferi is the name of the bacteria. Yes?
First signs and symptoms actually like a bullseye rash?
A bullseye rash, yes. Usually these guys love to attack your neck. If not, your neck is not exposed, then around your arms, legs. That's why it's recommended when you go to the woods, wear long sleeves. Okay, so they do not jump on. Dermacenter is another tick. Okay, Dermacenter is another tick that causes Rocky Mountain spotted fever and tularemia. Rocky Mountain spotted fever, guess first it's all over, it's in California too. But first it was found in Rocky Mountain, and same as Lyme disease, it's all over the United States. It's not only in Connecticut. So what happens, this is a toned down version of Lyme disease. This is not as devastating as Lyme disease, but almost same signs and symptoms. Okay, Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Buphilis annulatus is the other tick. We do have all of these on the display here in our lab. It causes babesia. I think I talked about babesia at the beginning of semester when I was talking about protozoa. So babesia, babesiosis, Texas cattle fever, red water fever. The cattle urinate blood with the urine, and that's what they call it that. We human can get it. A lot of times babesia is misdiagnosed with malaria. They do look alike on the microscope in red blood cells. They do look alike. but only skilled person who knows their stuff, they can tell this is babesia or malaria. Of course, babesia is easier to treat. Malaria, it depends which one, is harder to treat. Okay, so babesia is not as devastating as malaria. Okay, here is a general structure of these guys, but I'm not worried about it so much. None of this you have to worry about. There is a lot of other information you have to worry about, so we don't have to worry about it. Possible classes of crustacean, Brachypoda, Ostracodia, Maxillopoda, and Malacosta rica. Again, none of these you should worry about except Malacosta rica, which I will talk about it later on Tuesday. Is there any, Thursday, sorry, today is Tuesday. Is there any question? Does anybody have